Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport on YouTube. We are live from, you'd think we're in New York, but no, we're not going to tell you where we are, but we are in a cave somewhere. Me, Jamie Davies, alongside Joe Crosland to my left, but Joe Crosland has joined us to watch what is Jack Draper versus Tomas Machac or Machac. That's what we've been talking about with pronunciations from the ATP website. I've not gone on that website, but Joe Crosland, my guest today, he might actually try and correct me right now. Was I right or was I wrong?
Well, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in Czech pronunciation. I think it's close to Machac, but don't quote me on that.
I mean, for any of you who didn't know, on the actual ATP website, they've got at least the top ranked players recording themselves. You could tell the press officer's just got the iPhone out, got the audio recorder out and go, can you just pronounce your name into this? Andy Murray, thanks. And I love it how I go on about a name that's just non-existent anymore, you know. He was a thing in the past, Sir Andy Murray, but...
off the website already.
I know. and we'll have to talk about a future knighthood player here in Jack Draper, if he is to go all the way and win the US Open this year. Hey, who knows? With some of the biggest upsets already of Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic out of the US Open already before we even reach the second week. Here we are, the second week has just started. Anything can happen at Flushing Meadows in the next few days. Joe, have you found this tournament so far? I've been very surprised by some of the results we're seeing.
Yeah, certainly on the men's side, it's been crazy in a way. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily have said Djokovic going out early was a surprise earlier on in the season, but after he won Olympic gold and really looked back to his best, I thought he might come into this and, you know, play some good stuff. It's a tournament he likes, but yeah, obviously he went out to pop her in, and then Alcaraz losing to Van de Zandschulp. Obviously, Jack Draper would have. Jack Draper would have thought Alcaraz would have been his opponent in the last round, but it wasn't. And yeah, his path has opened up a little bit. I mean, there's some tricky games ahead, but not as much as he might have expected.
No, I mean, when you actually look at both players, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to put my hands up and say I know everything about Tomas Machac, or whatever you call it. But you know, he is pretty much on the same level as Jack Draper. You know, Jack Draper is currently in his highest ranking ever of 25 in the world. Not bad going. But Tomas himself is an ATP ranked tour of 39. So they're both, actually his highest ever ranking was 33. So they're both similar ages. Jack Draper's 22, Tomas is 23. So they're kind of in the same part of their careers in tennis right now. And this is a wonderful opportunity for one of these players to reach the quarterfinals, and none of them have reached a Grand Slam quarterfinal, Joe. So really, you've got a match here where we could either be done in 2 hours or it could be 6 hours later. You come back from your five-a-side and I'm still here watching it.
Well, in a way, I hope so. I'd like to be able to catch as much of this match as possible, because I think it will be tight. Certainly tighter than both players have had so far. And looking, they've both won all their matches in straight sets so far. I think I read somewhere that Draper's only been broken once in this tournament, and in his 3 games. So yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting match. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So this is looks as though we got John Bloom, who will be the chair umpire today. He is probably the most coolest umpires around. Very chilled out. He's actually got his shades on as we speak, and looks like he is allowed to wear his own necklace under his uniform polo top there. The sun is shining. There's a few empty seats around the Louis Armstrong Stadium, but we did just have a match beforehand in the women's singles, but I'm sure the conditions out there will be perfect for what could be a potential five-setter here in the men's version of the US Open. But you know, Louis Armstrong Stadium, I went to the US Open 9 years ago and it was never this big at the Louis Armstrong Stadium. It feels like ever since I left Flushing Meadows, Joe, everything's improved. There wasn't even a roof at Arthur Ashe when I was last there.
It looks crazy this year. The pictures around the grounds and everything. It looks like it's been a crazy year attendance-wise, and they've obviously had to keep up with that as it goes.
Absolutely. We've got some messages on our live chat page, so don't be shy. Do reach out to us. We'll read out your messages when we can. I might have to ask Joe to keep checking the live chat page, just because I'm using quite a lot of Windows on my laptop, so I'm running out of space. But we do have our least favourite person, Jamie Bajoin, reaching out. we love him, really. He says, "Come on, Greg." It's Greg Draper. Oh dear. If any of you are wondering, Greg Draper is a New Zealand footballer who once played for the, we say Welsh club even though they're based in England, the New Saints. So yeah, but he's a big fan of him. Rosa Vaughan saying, "Are you streaming it?" No, but we will be letting you know how it happens, and it looks as though we're ready to go. The warm-up is done. It will be Machac at the bottom of the court, Draper at the top, and the serve is made, and Draper yet again couldn't make the end of that one. Just like many British players, they can't deal with much speed when it comes to receiving a serve. But it's all about rating the outfits as well, I think, Joe. Who's got it better?
Macac's shorts are tiny. I'm not a huge fan of that. Draper, on the other hand, his clothes look quite baggy. So there's two.
Yeah, I feel like.
Aside from the colour contrast, there's also a complete fit contrast, I think, today.
Draper just hit it wide there, so that's 30 love to Machac. But I do feel like Draper's going back to the noughties when you see Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi wear clothes that look like it was 2 sizes too big for them.
Yeah. it's in fashion at the moment, isn't it? Baggy clothing. I think that's what Draper's going for.
I'm glad. I wish football shirts were like that. It's too tight. But at the moment, maybe the clothes of Jack Draper are dragging him down. He couldn't make the return there, and it didn't even reach the net. So it's a good start for the Czech Republican, who's 40 love on his serve game.
Looks comfortable so far, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? He makes the serve. Oh, it's an ace, and it's the first one of the match. I might even write that down. Oh, I may track it, I may not during the game. But that's our first ace in this 4th round. But Joe, I didn't actually ask you before they started. What's your prediction? As in, who do you think's going to win? I mean, I'm sure there's a bit of Britishness in you that's going to say Jack Draper, but let's find out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, British bias. I think Draper's going to do it. Like I say, I think it's going to be tight. I'm going to say Draper in 4.
Oh, in 4? Okay.
Yeah.
We have asked on our poll, you can still vote on it, which is asking you who will reach the quarterfinals. Jack Draper on 100%, Machac on completely 0%, which originally was going to be the US election results, but since Miss Harris has come in, it might change a little bit. I can't believe. Well, it is the US Open. It's technically relevant, ladies and gentlemen.
I suppose.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a race I'd want to be in. Oh well. Draper with the serve then. His first one was a bit long. This time he makes it. It's back to him. He's on the right-hand side of the court with a known as his 2-handed right backhand. Then a bit of a slicer there from Machac. Then back with Draper, and actually this is probably the first rally that's actually been going so far. Oh, lovely forehand from Draper to keep the rally going. He's making Machac stretch for it, and he gets rewarded with it. That was lovely. Found the gap down the left-hand side, and Machac didn't even move a muscle there, Joe.
That's brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff from Draper. I love that sort of lefty forehand. So good to watch.
I was going to say, you don't see many of them either.
No.
Absolutely stunning to watch.
Something novel, yeah, something novel.
Absolutely. I mean, if that's some of the early rallies we're going to get in this game, it's going to be a cracker.
Yeah.
Watching the serve clock, he's got 5 seconds, he makes the serve. The automatic out woman comes out from the speakers. Of course, these days we don't, well, in some tournaments like the US Open, we don't have line judges anymore. They've been replaced by Hawkeye. Oh, Draper, that was a bad slice. They couldn't get it over the net. and it's to 15 all.
He had to work very hard for that first point, and then the second one he gives up quite cheaply.
Yeah, I was going to say, because even Machac there with his return, he nearly went into the board.
Yeah.
So he'll be pleased that it was worth it.
Yeah.
So ranking-wise, you know, Draper is the favourite here, but at the moment his service game's a bit not at his best at his early days. His first serve there just went a bit long. He'll go again. Machac with the return on his backhand. Draper. Both of them on court side at the moment. Well, sorry, baseline that is. But as you can see with Machac, his forehand's very powerful. And he hits it over his head, but Draper gets back to it, places it very well. Oh, that was lovely from Draper. Didn't give up, and because of that, Machac could not carry on with the follow-through.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
I think...
But again, he's had to work very hard there.
He has.
It's a little bit of a concern early doors how quickly Machac ran through his service game compared to how hard Draper's having to work for his points here.
I was going to say, Joe, you'd think this would be me when I'm having a bit of practice out of court with a mate, and then you'd think, oh, hang on, hold off.
Yeah.
Don't want to get injured here. Well, he's just won the next point there, so 40-15 to Draper.
Nice quick one.
Aye, absolutely, and that's what's really important here. It's winning on your first service game, just to settle the nerves out of fort.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, just as I say that, there will be a delay on that because Machac is just one on a forehand winner there. It was a very deep bounce into Draper's court, which was from the return of serve, and then he struck back, hitting it down the left side.
That big first serve wouldn't go amiss here.
Yeah. Oh, we got probably our #1 fan of the YouTube channel, Greg Livingstone, saying, "Hi, gentlemen, how are things going? How are things doing? Sorry, I meant. Very well, Greg. Hope you're well."
Yeah, very much so.
So 40-30. Oh, what a forehand from the Czech. Checkmate. Oh, you could say.
He's crunching these, isn't he?
He is. He's picking out some nice shots at the moment. And we're only in the first, the second game of the match. But with that nice pink racket, it looks pink. Not quite sure.
There, yeah.
Yeah, it's very, well, actually probably a bit more red than pink, but maybe my eyes are deceiving me. But you'd think Draper would have picked out that racket.
Yeah, he matched his kit, yeah.
Exactly. Well, it's currently on juice then. I always find when you have your first two serve games from both players, the one that takes longer to win their service game is probably an early sign of who's going to struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's out though.
Needs to land a few more first serves here and later on in the match.
I don't think he's had an ace yet either. But advantage Draper. What is quite funny about this stream, guys, is that Joe can't actually see me, so I could be giving him insults, pull my face to him. He wouldn't know.
I hope you're not.
Well, yeah, you have to guess. Oh, hang on, there seems to be a distraction for Draper. He's just walked to the chair umpire, but was one or two words there, and then he's come back to the baseline. Not sure what that's all about.
No.
Of course, that does interrupt his rhythm, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure he had much of a rhythm, to be fair, in this service game, but someone walking around, I assume, in the stand.
Oh, it is awkward for fans that are still coming in to... Oh, it's long there for Machac, so it is one game all. Draper holds there.
Good to get that one on the board.
Oh, absolutely. I think, yeah. Have you ever been to Wimbledon or any tennis tournaments, Joe? Actually, no. I know you've been to the Davis Cup at least when it was in Manchester last year.
Yeah, I've been to a couple in Birmingham, which is unfortunately being downgraded this year, but it was a WTA 250, so I went to that one a couple of times. Which is nice tournament there. But unfortunately I've never been lucky enough to go to Wimbledon yet, so hopefully next year.
So is Birmingham's tournament from now on just a WTA 250? Are you saying?
It was, but it's being downgraded to a 125 now because they're having a new tournament in London, aren't they?
Yeah, it's going to be part of Queens, isn't it, or something like that? Where Queens is going to be more than 1 week. I think I heard.
Yeah.
I never checked what happens to Eastbourne either, to be honest, because that's normally a women's tournament.
Yeah, Eastbourne was a 500 and it's being downgraded to a 250.
Oh dear.
Birmingham was a 250 and is being downgraded to a 125.
Yeah, Birmingham's a good tournament, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice setup, isn't it? There?
It is. Pretty much near Edgbaston Cricket Ground and all that. It's in that area, which is a shame. That's to be changed, but hopefully that doesn't. Well, I presume it might affect their ticket sales. We don't know. So currently here, 1-1, and it's 30 love to Tomas Machac. I think. Are we going to agree that it's Machac, or something like that? I was originally going to say Machac, but I feel like that's not right.
I think Machac is actually closer, but it's not quite right. It's difficult for Brits, I think.
Joe's making me look silly. I've been going with Machac all this time.
I know who you mean. It's the one who's not Draper.
Such a shame.
Draper not making much of an impression on his service game here.
No, he looks a little nervous, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Daniel Fasick is watching on, who is Thomas's coach. Yeah, you've got to keep your hands down. You can't give out signals, remember? Like Serena Williams' coach did a few years back.
Ooh, double fault.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, backhand there from Machac. Oh, Draper hits the net
40-15
with his backhand. Actually, no, sorry, his forehand. I've got to remember he's left-handed.
Yes.
Are you left-handed, Joe?
No, I'm a boring right-hander. No, as I mentioned, I always like left-handed tennis players. I don't know, it's something very pleasing about watching them. Sort of seems Nadal being the prime example there.
Callum Coyle says, what channel are you watching on? Come on, Draper. So we're actually both watching it on Bet365, which is free as long as you've got credit on your account. But we also, you can also watch it on Sky, can't you, Joe? I believe.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
We don't get paid for saying
that. Yeah.
Yeah, now TV. Yeah, the US Open was on Amazon, wasn't it? And then up until last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
Sky got it back.
Yeah, I actually quite liked Amazon's coverage.
It was good, wasn't
easy to skip between a lot of courts, and watch whoever you wanted. Whereas Sky's a bit more limited on that front.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed you've got Sky Sports Plus, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I've never tried it. I mean, I don't pay for Sky, so I do things that, let's just say I find a way of watching the sporting event, but not in a normal payful way. If that's what you want to put it. I am not a criminal.
I think we better stop there.
Yeah, I'll save that for Cup. So they're currently just having a drinks break. So 2-1 to Machac. So early doors, of course, between the two. But so far, Machac looks probably the more threatening one, Joe.
Yeah, he's rattling through his service games, isn't he? And I think Draper could do with a nice easy hold here, because the last one was anything but.
Absolutely. Well, they're just giving us a shot of New York, and plenty of clouds around, but it's a lovely sunny day. In the well, go on, Joe, what was that?
Oh, I was going to say, I went there in the summer this year. And
you did, didn't you? Yes.
Yeah, incredible city, but my God, the conditions there are It's
warm.
hot.
It is.
It's very hot.
They do say the in between the buildings feeling. It really is. It's hard to describe it, but it is a thing. It can be very warm, but it is a wonderful city. You know, regardless of what people say, there's always something going on in New York.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping to meet, you know, the Sopranos themselves in New Jersey, but that never happened.
It's just across the river, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I could have gone there and got some gabagool and had a bit of fun at the Bada Bing, but here I am, still at home. So, love 15. Yes, as Joe said, Draper could just do with holding on and just showing a bit more confidence in his serve game. Jamie Bajoin says, Jamie, thoughts on Leo Castledine? I have no idea who that is.
He's a player on loan with Shrewsbury Town from Chelsea.
Oh, I'm surprised he's not asked you, or maybe he's trying to annoy me.
I think plausibly the second one.
I'm going to have a look at him, but I have no idea. I mean, does he have a castle? I mean, does he dine at castles or something like that? I mean,
no, but do you watch Homes Under the Hammer?
Go on.
His mum is Lucy Alexander, I believe her name is. Who's
Oh,
one of
is
the
it?
hosts. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
It is, isn't it? I've just seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Small world. Fair play.
So she might be at Shrewsbury before too long.
So he's only 19, bloody hell, 2005. That's making me feel old.
Horrible, isn't it?
But yes, that's well, you learn something new every day. So thanks for bringing that up. But Join, looks like he's part of Chelsea, isn't he? So looks like he may have. I think looks like he may have won the Premier League Development League or something like that by looking at his photos.
He was very good on Saturday.
Oh really?
Looks a talent. Yeah.
What kind of where does he play, Joe?
It's number 10 in the hole.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ability.
I love it how I've been trying to track the aces, yet I've missed 3 of them.
2 games all.
There you go.
2 games all.
Talking about Leo Castle.
Oh, he's just,
we're trying to concentrate.
He really is a waste of time. But 2 games all. So Jack Draper holding on there nicely this time. Looked a bit more confident. He's having words again with the chair umpire as he walks back out onto the court. Not sure what that is. James Trotman is out there today, the coach of Jack Draper. I mean, if he wasn't, then I'd be wondering what he's doing as a job. He's wearing a typical sun hat as well. Of course, he's British.
15
Yeah, Brits don't deal well with these conditions. I mean, Draper looks absolutely soaked in sweat already.
Absolutely. Oh, wow, here's another one about Leo Castledine. Jamie Bajoin saying his sister's in EastEnders.
Okay.
I do watch EastEnders, so I'll have to have a look.
Okay.
And Seba Silva asking some link to see it. Sadly not. As I said, Bet365 is a good one. Fully recommend it. I say it's free if you haven't got an account, but you can get an account, put a little credit on it, then any stream's free. It's fantastic. Even when you're on your train, you can watch Serie A, Bundesliga, or whatever on your phone. It's amazing.
I think the minimum limit is £5, but I put £5 about 2 years ago. I've never used it, but I do watch a lot of sport on here, so.
I mean, you should do what Bajoin got me to do, which is start doing those daily free football games on Bet365, and you can win a bit of money. Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
I think all my credit now is just betting credit from Bet365.
Actually, 3 games.
Why they've not banned my account yet?
Yeah.
Well, that game went quick. Machac just won his serve again. 3-2. I mean, it's fair to say, Joe, he's got quite the service game after.
He really is
what we've
serving
seen.
well, isn't he? Yeah.
Got
Draper's not making much of an impression on that at all at the moment.
No, not yet. And I do think, Draper may feel a little nervous. He's never reached a quarter-final at the US Open. He was actually in the 4th round last year as well, but didn't get further than that. So he's been in this position before.
Who did you lose to last year? Was it Rublev or someone like that?
I think it was, I might be wrong, I think it was Djokovic.
Ah.
I'm just going to have a look at that. I keep thinking, I do remember him playing. Oh no, you're right, it was Rublev. it was in a 4-set match. So he lost the first, got one back in the second, but then he lost the remaining.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, he. Oh wow, he even beat Hurkacz at one point as well.
That's a good result.
Yeah, it is. It's
Time.
not a bad player, Hubert Hurkacz. He.
No, hell of a serve.
Absolutely. Which you always find with British players, that's never a thing.
No.
We're not American.
So generally, Jape has served quite well in this tournament, but it's he's upped his game a little bit on serve today.
Actually, even his shots, well, they're not tight. They're quite high. Serve just went long there. He'll go again. He goes towards the left corner instead. Bit slow, of course, on his second serve.
15
And Machac couldn't get it beyond the net. What's he calling for here, Draper? Oh, for the ball. I thought Kenny was pointing out the umpire.
Having a whinge, yeah.
Which is what we Brits do, which is stuff like, it's a bit warm, isn't it?
Yes.
You'd think, actually, with Draper, he's probably quite used to the US conditions.
Yeah.
Left for serve.
Yeah, first serve again for Draper. It was a let there. Yeah, but yes, Davis Cup next month. Well, actually, I say next month. It's September now, so it'll be this
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm away for it this year, but it's well worth going to if you can get the chance. The tickets are reasonably cheap, so...
They're very, yeah, I remember looking a month or so ago. They're only like 15 quid.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Okay.
It is the World Cup of tennis, you know, it's...
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Great atmosphere. And, likely Jack Draper will likely play, so...
Absolutely. Leon Smith, now that's a man who
there's a guy.
probably still never shuts up about 2015. But we love him, but he's been in that role for a good while now. He's seen some tennis players come and go under the Great Britain team.
Yeah.
And really, I'd argue they could have won it in 2016 as well, but I think it was the Murray brothers lost that doubles against Argentina in the semis, which I think if they had won that, they would have gone on to win it again.
Probably, yeah. That's a really good service game from Draper.
It was spot on, so that makes it 3 games all. Oh, look at that. Oh, I must admit in the replay, I thought he just missed the line, but I must be wrong.
The electronics.
Yeah, exactly. I think when they first brought them in, you were unsure if they were going to work, but no one seems to argue or challenge them, really.
Yeah.
Imagine being the voice of the out, though. You know, like, just knowing your voice is being used all over the tennis courts for that. Oh, look at that from Draper. Oh, little... Oh, he's reaching the net now. Oh! Takes a shot to the body. Did he just win the point?
Ladies and gentlemen, the ball came off Mr.
think it
Draper's
landed
body.
out.
Oh,
That's
apparently
not
it's come off
that's not allowed in
Draper's
tennis.
body.
Therefore, the point goes to Mr. Machac.
Machac.
15 love.
Mr. Machac. He went Machac. He said Mr. Machac. Machac. That must be the way to say it, Machac.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
That's unfortunate for Draper because he did really well to stand up for that shot. He knew he was going to... Oh, hit his hand. Hit his right hand. He moved his racket away.
Good.
So 15 love to the man in service. But that was a nice enough rally there. Second serve. Ooh. Draper does well with the return. Then a two-handed backhand towards the forehand of Machac. And Machac hits the net. 15 all. Are we in sync with the stream? I don't know, Joe.
Yeah, I think we are, yeah.
Oh, good.
I finally managed to get Bet365 to work.
Nice. It's just a shame they don't like you going full screen, isn't it?
No, I know, it's little box in the corner, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's nice, I've got some stats down here though.
Oh, he's got some...
Four aces to 3, allegedly.
Oh.
Apparently Thomas hasn't dropped a point on his first serve yet.
Oh, interesting. Oh, he just hit the net.
30.
Wow, this is a good start now for Draper.
Yeah.
30, 50, well, 15, 30.
little bit of a look in here, a little bit of a chance.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be joined yet again.
Can we mute him?
He says, which Davies is the Davies Cup named after? Stu, Jamie, Adam, or Alfonso?
15.
Oh. I mean, it's awkward to remind him that it's Davis Cup.
Yeah.
If there was a Davies Cup, me and Stu wouldn't be that legendary. Oh, he's hit the net. Oh, dear me. It's now break point. Draper's first break point in this time.
Wow.
So, Machac serves down the right-hand side to Draper's backhand, then towards Machac. Oh, and he's hit it long, so Draper breaks.
Oh, brilliant.
So even though me and Joe weren't convinced by the start from the Brighton, he's gone on to win the first break of serve, so he leads by 4 games to 3.
First break point in the match, taken on his first chance.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think that's the thing, isn't it, Joe? You know, it's all about playing the long game, and Draper clearly not looking great at the start, looking a little nervous. He's kind of got over that very quickly here.
Yeah, he's settled into his own service games now, and last couple have been hold to 15, hold to love. So yeah, it looks like he's settling into this.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden, it's Tomas Machac actually looks not quite so solid.
So could that mean Draper will go on to win this first set here? My aim is to have this match finished before Joe leaves in about 2 minutes. Maybe Machac just goes off injured.
Maybe. Who knows, eh? Who knows?
Who knows? Why do I keep saying Machac? It's Machac. What am I saying? There's no U in it. Come on, Jamie. God. Well, they're playing Saturday night in the stadium. What a song.
Time.
Terrific.
Absolutely terrific.
From the year of our birth, I believe.
What's that?
Not that I want to give too much away about ourselves, but from our birth year.
1994, you're right. It's so weird. I heard it over the weekend and someone said that as well. It's when you hear the same thing twice in the space of like 2 days, you think,
Hear it once, you start hearing it everywhere.
yeah, you never think you'd hear it again. All right, Draper to serve, so you'd think he's on pole position if he wins this game.
Yeah, needs to back up this break here.
Nearly long there from Machac, but he keeps, oh, it's long from Draper down the middle. Love 15. Actually, I just realised it's my scoreboard. Is it updating? It's meant to be, but I've kind of. Sorry, folks. I've completely forgot about the scoreboard. Let me sort it out. There we go. But no one mentioned it in the comments, so I'd like to think that only I realised it.
The joy not doing his job.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Great-
he's meant to be a
great
moderator,
forehand.
but no, doesn't do the job as
15
always.
all.
Oh, 15-all. I did miss that point, but
It's a terrific forehand from Draper down the line. Got a bit of racket on it.
oh, that's the shot of the match so far. Oof. I'm surprised they don't break their foot doing the splits.
I know.
I went to go see. Let's see how this point goes with the serve. It's going to be a second serve from Draper, but I did go and see that film Challenges earlier this year with Zendaya in it. Oh,
I haven't seen it yet. Was it good?
I loved it. It was good.
Okay.
It's a weird storyline, but yeah, Zendaya plays well in it.
Okay.
It's not a film you'd think you'd. Oh, it's gone wide there from Machac. So Draper on top. But yeah, it was. There was a scene. I was actually. I'm not saying that the film was boring. I was starting to fall asleep because it had been a long day, and I just literally was falling asleep. Then I heard a snap, and it was Zendaya's character breaking her knee. Oh, I just like. Oh, and it did a close up and everything. I went, oh, that woke me up. I was like, good morning, Jim.
Sorry, it's just popped up at the bottom of the screen there. Unforced errors. Draper 4, Machac 12. So Draper's really tidied up his game here, and Machac is the one struggling at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of points won, they're very much near the same, so it just shows how tight it's been.
Yeah.
My scoreboard isn't that updated. Actually, it's 30 all. So points won, 20 to 19. Make that 21 to 19. Draper now 40, 30 up. Who, if he wins this, he'll be a game away from taking the first set. But even the first set is a good way to start mentally, but it's still a long way to go. Oh, lovely.
Nice.
So 5-3.
Draper leads by 5 games.
Good. Another good service game.
It really is.
Pressure on that one to back up the breaks, and he's come through it.
He certainly has. I'm just going to look at the rest of the US Open draw, which obviously is going to get second week of a Grand Slam is where it's at. It's when there's no looking back. And in terms of the men's singles for the rest of today, we've got Borges up against Medvedev. That's on at our thrash in about 25 minutes time, but you don't want to watch that. You want to join us with this. But Medvedev, you know, he's a US Open winner himself, so he'll definitely, him or Sinner will probably be the favourites, you'd think.
Medvedev's looked really good so far.
We've got Bejoin saying 40 love must be confusing to the natives of Brazil. Bristol. That's what he said, Brazil.
I often get those two confused.
Love 30 now, Draper.
Oh wow!
Might even
really
break
falling
him quick.
apart.
He's clearly overheard that Joe Crosland needs this match done before he goes out and plays that thing where you kick a ball or whatever you call it. It's not unforced error.
Ball foot, something like
So,
that.
yeah, I mean, I'd call it handball because apparently in American football's with your hands, not your feet.
15-30.
So, Machac has got a point back though.
I think Draper rather gave him that one. The high ball into the net where he maybe should have punished him there.
Absolutely. Looks like we've got an Aussie all-round affair at around 10 o'clock tonight UK time. De Minaur versus Thompson. That's at the Louis Armstrong Stadium.
I think that would be whoever wins this match's next opponent.
15-14.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then yeah, so Yannick Sinner versus Tommy Paul tomorrow. Actually, no, that's tonight, sorry.
That should be good.
That should be a good one. Americans, of course, well, with what's happened with Sinner, of course, there might be some boos as well. And then,
they'll be behind Paul for sure.
Oh, definitely. And then you've got Fritz as well up against Zverev in the quarterfinals. And then Dimitrov up against Tiafoe. So it's, I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Me and Joe were thinking of doing Dimitrov Tiafoe tomorrow, but let's just see what happens. Anyway, set point number 2 here for Draper. Return wasn't the best, but it stays on court. Now this time he'll do it with another slice. Both of them just trying to make a bit of a spin on that ball right now. Oh, Draper hit it with too much power. It's gone wide to the left, so back to deuce. But you can tell he hit it too high up the moment it left his racket, really.
Yeah, he knew.
It looks like he was looking up to his coach as well straight afterwards. So Machac knows he's got to save this to keep this set going at least. Draper's return was a very bizarre one. It went high and nearly made it onto the court still, but Machac might just save it here. So straight away, it looks as though it is a European thing with this heat. Even Machac's coach can't cope. He's put a towel over his head now.
Excellent.
Bejoin says it's too wet for Para League, mate.
Oh, I mean, I agree, but unfortunately, I agreed to go, and it's a bit too late to pull out now. I'm enjoying this game though, so.
Yeah, it's back to juice again. So Draper still fighting to win the set a bit earlier than planned, maybe. I kind of wonder what Leon Smith really does. It's just seems to get all these free trips to America to just say, yeah, I'm here to watch British tennis and pick my team.
I'd take that job.
Yeah, it's not a bad job, is it? Oh, Machac hits the net. So it's I think this is a second break point of this game. Actually, maybe it's
third.
Yeah. Oh no, third set point in a game duration of just over 4 minutes. So Machac with the serve down the middle. Oh dearie me, what a miss hit there from the Czech shear. That's the first set done with Jack Draper. 6-3 then to Jack Draper. 2 more to go.
Broke him twice in the end after what looked like a really solid start and serve from Machac, and yeah, went to pot a little bit.
Perfect start from the Brit. And I mean, Joe, it's this is the thing. You still have some big names left in the men's draw, but if he can do it here, Jack Draper getting this match win, he'll then go into territory he's not known for at Grand Slams. But surely either way, you could just look at it as progress, even if he's not to, let's say, reach the semis or the final, or even win the tournament.
Absolutely, it's all experience, it's all learning, and he's getting better by the day. So onwards and upwards.
Absolutely. But we're just looking at the stats. So from that first set, Jack Draper had 5 aces, Machac with 3 aces, 2 double faults from Machac, none at all actually from Jack Draper. So despite me and Joe being a bit unsure about his serve game at the start, he's actually proven to be pretty decent.
Yeah, he's really tidied it up.
He absolutely did. But look at this for first serve percentages. Tomas leading that with 61% to Draper's 48%. The win percentage on first serve, though, goes towards Jack Draper at 82% against the 65% of Tomas Machac. And then looking, if we go a bit further down in terms of break points, Machac hasn't had that yet. He's not had that opportunity, while Draper's won 2 of the 4 break points that have been on offer for him. And obviously we've not had any tie breaks yet. And in terms of points won, it's 28 to 23 for Draper, which only 5 between when you look at the fact that he won by 3 games, and that's quite
it's excellent first set from Draper in the end. Really tidy, and again, no break points as you say, so fairly solid on serve in the end. And another set like that, and he's well on his way.
All about fine margins in the women's singles right now. Schneider is currently down against Pajula, so it looks as though she's down by 6-4 in the first set and now 2-1 down in the second set. That's happening at Arthur Ashe, that is.
15.
It is, yes. Arthur Ashe, that's where it's happening. Caroline Wozniacki is on after this in the Louis Armstrong Stadium, and Wozniacki doing very well, coming back.
She's having a good tournament here.
She is. It's nice to know that she got over Rory McIlroy's rejection, even though that was 10 years ago, which Rory McIlroy went on to win 2 majors straight after that.
Oh, really?
I'll never forget that summer. Back with the game, it's Draper that started the set to serve. Oh, and Machac, well, he looked like he was happy to place it just over the net, but he didn't actually get it over the net. So
that's a big miss.
It is a big miss, and he had Draper on his feet. He had Draper running around on that side of the court, but the drop shot from Machac there just a little low.
Oh, that would have been 30 love as well. That would have been a real chance.
Yeah, and he knows that if Draper can continue this, it's going to be a very hard man to beat here today. Draper with a fantastic left-handed shot down the middle. They're both going towards the middle points of their courts at the moment. Changing direction from Machac, ends up going wide, and he gets punished for it.
Yeah, just a little bit long there. Runs out of patience sometimes in these rallies and tries to force it and ends up going long and making a mistake.
And you're right. Sometimes when you do a rally, it's just sometimes it's just about getting it on the other side of the court, even if it's a normal normal way of doing it. But that drop shot then, Joe, was
Lovely,
just
that
lovely.
was. Absolutely lovely.
Say that's his first drop shot winner, wouldn't you
I think
say?
so, yeah, I think so.
Look at that. On the line as well. You couldn't be more
Delicious.
placed. You know what? He fitted into a suit perfectly like that.
He's really feeling it now, Draper, isn't he?
He is. He's in his own. Oh, lovely placement down the left into Machac's court. Oh, he does it again. Goes against the run of play of Machac going the opposite way, and he just places it brilliantly. And that first game went very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, hold to 15. His service game is looking very strong at the moment.
Certainly is. At this moment in time, Draper, he's eyeing that chance of making the quarters. That's so good.
That replay from behind. Just
oh, it's so good. I'm just going to have a look at where who Draper would face if he wins this. I've not actually been able to look for that. Me and Joe, I think, are trying to beat each other to it here. No, I don't need a list of all the players, I just need the format. There we go, US Open men's singles. The draw. Right, let's have a look.
La 15.
another double fault.
So, Draper would face one of the Aussies, I think.
One of the Aussies.
If I'm looking at it correctly.
La 30.
So, and look at this already, Joe. Machac's just, you
Yeah,
can tell he's having words with his coach as well.
he's losing the plot a bit here.
Mm.
Double fault and then a routine error. It's
Is this when you think experience is clearly not there for him?
yeah, he seems to be the one feeling the pressure more than Draper at the moment.
Oh, but well, the words of advice certainly helped him there. Just aced it down the middle.
Yeah.
And that was 121 miles per hour.
Ooh.
Lovely jubbly. Nowhere near like Milos Raonic, but he's getting there.
Yeah, he needed that one.
Could easily get someone's trousers down by hitting it that hard. Not really sure why you'd want to, but I mean, there is tennis, baseball, and tennis cricket these days. You never know.
30 all.
Draper long there, so that's 30 all. So Machac, you could say, has just had a moment of waking himself up, maybe, and realizing, you know, you can't keep doing this. You got to change your game.
Certainly looks that way.
We've got a few more votes in. Still Draper our favourite on the poll at 78% to 22%. Have you voted, Joe?
Ooh, I voted for Draper.
Oh, a
Another
bit
double
biased
fault.
if you ask me. Imagine if I put the option of draw on there.
Yeah.
One thing you don't get in tennis is a draw.
No.
Which the Americans love. They love an outcome when it comes to sports. So, a break point here for Draper, our first one of set 2. Machac down the middle, then a backhand from Draper in response. Oh, it rattles the tip of the net, but it keeps going. Oh, Draper trying to place it down the left side on the line, but I think he just missed it there. Back to Juice. And Draper knows, doesn't he? He just little fine margins in that moment where if he got that right, it would have been very tough to return it.
Yeah, just tight that one.
Machac with his bright white cap. The sun lighting up his cap, hoping that he can change his tennis game here. Here to try and just keep his service game going, really. Oh, Draper, nice work down to the left-hand side of Machac. Then Machac with a backhand down the middle. Oh, but his forehand in return was poor there.
Draper.
Again,
Yeah,
as you say, Joe, he doesn't look very patient.
Just another routine error, that one, wasn't it? It's shout his box all he likes, but he needs to tidy that up.
It certainly does, because that's another break point coming up here for Draper, and he's just gone to his coach again when he picks up the towel nearby.
Yes.
Not sure what, I was trying to hear what they were saying, but it wasn't very clear from the microphone what they were saying. Oh, dearie me, again!
Draper.
Machac was, well, he was there at the net, and he just had to pick a side, and he hit it
Draper leads.
wide to the
2-1.
right, and
Second
Draper's,
set.
well, I feel like Draper didn't have to do much to rattle him
No.
there.
Just put the ball in play and wait for him to make a mistake at the moment. He really needs to tidy himself up here, or this could be over very quickly.
It could be, and that is a good sign for Joe Crosland.
Yes, very much is, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe he's having to go at his coach for wearing a towel and go, I don't recognise you. Take the towel off, it's distracting. Oh,
15 love.
Draper with a fantastic overhead shot there.
Very good.
And Machac proved not to be able to return it. So, Machac won that point.
I think that's wrong on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that must be. Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, there we go. 30 love. I was going to say, you
That's
just
a
got an
bit of-
ace there.
Bit of an error there.
Very bizarre. But I'll tell you what is consistent. The scoreboard on our stream. Oh, fantastic. Oh my, for joining, like, chatting shit. Go help your mum with the cooking. He says, can we start a petition for Logan Sargent to replace Kevin Magnussen at Baku? Have we not had Baku yet in F1?
No, it's later this year. It's next week, or wait, the week after next.
Is it? Yeah. I do like Baku. It's a good track.
Yeah. It's one of the only street circuits that works for me.
No, you're right. I think Monaco is Monaco. It's out of date. Singapore's not great. Very, very dull normally. Oh, Draper went way off there. He was just like me after having some amphetamine in the system. He just completely mishit it and went very wide and lost his footing there, which his footing in this game has been superb. So I'm a bit surprised there by Draper. Maybe he's getting overexcited and dreaming of reaching that first ever Grand Slam quarter-final too soon.
Yeah, he's let Machac back into this game.
Yeah, you don't want to give him any moments. 30 all at the moment, and that was a good one there from Draper.
Yeah.
Strong serve, very hard for Machac, and it didn't even get a return.
He's serving really, really well now, Draper is.
He is. And this is it, Joe. Like, his service game is very impressive to watch.
Yeah. Plays the break point yet.
It's again that serve there that was just called out by the computer. I thought that it looked in, but you know, it's Jamie Davies against the computer. You're gonna bet. Oh,
Jamie
what a
Davies.
what a return that was, Joe, from Machac.
Oh, that was lovely.
That's one way of saving it.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that's not an easy gap to go for.
He's a long way back, isn't he, when he hits that?
He is. Oh, right on the line. That was superb.
Terrific.
His best shot of the match so far.
Mm.
Could prove to be very important. So Draper serving again at Juice. It's a long one there. He's going to have to go again here. Second serve. He's yeah. Just knows he just needs to hold it. Oh, and it's a double fault.
Dear. just as we were praising his service game, he's
We were, yeah. And he's just wiping some sweat from his face before he tries again.
also the first break point he's faced this match.
It is. Instead of going 3-love, he could end up being 2-1 here. He hits the net again. Mentally, it's horrible, isn't it, Joe? Surfing, it's not a nice thing.
No.
Oh, he does well this time in the second serve. And Machac hits the net. So Draper actually approaching the net there.
Yeah, going for a serve and volley.
Yeah, which Pete Sampras would have been very proud of.
You don't get so much of it these days, do you? But
Doesn't work anymore, though, does it?
No.
Tennis has evolved, it's changed.
yeah, very much so.
We have the question that will never have an answer is, you know, would Pete Sampras have been able to have coped in today's world of tennis in the professional game, I again never know. But
Never know.
my brother always said he was quite boring to watch, despite being at the time the most successful male player.
Yeah. You'd like to think he would have found a way around it with his talent, but you never know. You never know.
Draper now back to advantage, so he's just one away to getting this at free love. And you can just overhear his coach then just say 2 words to him, which is "so good," as James
he's
Brown
right.
would once sing.
Yeah. That was a good forehand.
We've got a few more votes on the poll. Do vote. Reach out to us if you're watching. Do say hello. We want to hear from you. Just like we love Jamie Burgoyne. Don't we just criticise him because he's weird. But free love, Joe. This is looking
Yeah. Nice hold there. Bit rough in places, but he raised his game when he needed to.
Tell you what, he does have quite. Yeah, it is. His hair is very long, actually. Jack
Yeah,
Draper.
it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Just a few more things about him. He was actually in the 2018 Wimbledon Junior Final.
Was he?
He sadly lost though, and he's only so far in 2024. This is an interesting one. He won the Stuttgart Open back in June, and this wasn't against any normal player. This was against Matteo Berrettini, who let's not forget, was a Wimbledon finalist a few years
Hell
ago.
of a player on grass.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the Stuttgart Open I think was also on grass. So for Draper to win that, it's very impressive. He's got 5 titles in the ATP Challenger Tours as well. He famously beat David Goffin last year in Italy in one of the finals there. And of course, if you didn't know, you'd assume so now after this tournament. At least he is the British #1.
Yeah.
Forget the days of Cameron Norrie.
Yeah, obviously sadly injured for this tournament, Norrie, but
Yeah, and Kate Bolter didn't get through that far, did she? Neither did Emma Raducanu.
No. Harriet Dart did okay, didn't she? But I don't. Did you watch her match against Kostyuk?
I missed it, but it was certainly no bullseye.
No.
Sorry,
no,
it had to be done.
She had set points in the first set, served for the first set twice, and had set points in the tie break, and yeah, lost it, and then Maggie just sort of collapsed in the second set, which was unfortunate.
That's a shame.
But
I think that's the beauty of tennis, though. It's
a
physical game, but it really is a mentality.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No one's going to bail you out. It's just you, isn't it?
Exactly. And you know, the stadium can feel against you just by hearing the crowds cheering your opponent.
Yeah.
Applauds for their points. It's just little things like that. Well,
yeah,
Macac's...
it could well be how Sinner will feel tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Sinner really will want to win just to... Regardless of what people think, just because for him, it must probably been emotionally draining for him the last few weeks.
Oh, God, yeah.
Was a lovely lady there drinking some Aperol, whatever you call it, that orange, or she's drinking Iron Brew, which somehow the Scottish have finally got their drink overseas. Machac there just striking the net on his first serve, and yet again he doesn't look convinced here. He's 15 all. Oh, it's an easy return from Draper. No chance, says Jack Draper.
Yeah, he's dispatched that.
He really has. He dispatched that back to the Amazon warehouse, that's for sure. We're only 52 minutes into this match, and this second set at this rate is going to be done in a few minutes. Oh, Draper, it does lift it up in the air just for any hope. It does stay in. Machac, oh, it wasn't the most convincing shot, but he gets it past the net. Draper will get it past him, but not before the line. So that makes it 30 all.
Yeah, he offered him up a chance there, Machac, as well. It wasn't convincing, the overhead or the approach, but yeah, just a little long.
I think Joe has said it a lot better than I have. Machac, he's just said, was it Machac? Machac. I think that sounds a lot better than the way I've been saying it.
Glad you're taking the lead on the commentary, because I wouldn't like to say it every time. Maybe call him Thomas.
Yeah. Thomas is easy.
Yeah.
First name's always the easiest.
Yeah.
Just like Welsh names, can't do it. But again, speaking of Wales, their national TV show has just started today filming. Gavin and Stacey, yeah, as James Corden revealed on his Instagram page this morning. Yep, so they've started filming. Exciting times for any of you Stacey and Gavin fans out there. Or maybe they should call
it. Come back.
It's Christmas, isn't it? I think. Smithy and Nessa, they should call it these days. I mean, Gavin and Stacey's done and dusted. They're married. They've got kids. Like even the last Christmas one they did, it's like there's no story there now. They're happy.
No.
So, 3-1 to Draper.
He had to get that one on the board. It was running away from him there.
Yeah, you're right. I think if he went 4-love down, that would have been second set done and dusted. It may still be the case. Draper's service game has been brilliant.
Yeah.
So here we go then. He makes the serve. Not the best there. It hit the tip of the net and it didn't even reach the other side. So the second serve. The curve on that was fantastic. And Machac there just wasn't sure where that was going to end up. He did get the return though. Rally still going. Goes across the face of the court there from Draper, and it's a long one from Machac.
Feels like the longer a rally goes on, the chance of him losing the point goes up and up, Machac, doesn't it?
It does a little bit. I always used to find that with Djokovic when it gets longer. He's just the most calmest player.
Oh yeah, he just keeps putting it in, doesn't he? And
of course, no Djokovic this time. He's out. Draper's had a better Grand Slam than him. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, better than Djokovic, better than Alcaraz, you know.
Yeah, who are those players?
Yeah.
It's all about Grigor Dimitrov, am I right?
I'd love him to win it.
Oh, can you imagine? He's never won a Grand Slam.
Oh, he's
Draper!
never been in the final, is he?
No, he's not. No, his greatest achievement was the ATP Finals final, but he lost to Goffin in London. That was a fantastic placement again from Draper. That's just fantastic to watch. Of course, in a match like this, you just wonder how much freedom Draper would get against a player like Sinner or Alcaraz, you know. Oh, lovely ace down the middle.
Fantastic serving at the moment.
He really is. You know, it's all about attractive tennis as well. And I think that's what we're seeing here from Draper. Really good to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, just a little wide there. He'll go for it again. He only needs one more point to go 4 games to 1 up. Oh, it's a second serve that's gone wrong. I think that's his second double fault. Yeah.
A bit sloppy.
Absolutely. That's a bit more like it. It does get a return though. He's going to approach the net again. And he's going to come back to him. He's going to play an overhead shot. Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
He's done well. He's done so well there.
I think what was great about that, Joe, as well, is that he didn't even look at where Machac was on the court. He just knew exactly where to place it.
Yeah. You've got to have conviction, I think, with those. The minute you start overthinking it, the more likely you are to plant it into the net or long.
And you can hear the music in the background because, yes, it is a drinks break. 4-1 then in the second set. So yeah, that was Draper's second double fault. Machac with 3 double faults. But look at that, Draper's break points, he's had 6 on offer, 3, he's won half of them. And Machac's only had 1 opportunity.
Yeah.
Starting to see a gap as well here, Joe. Points won 49 to 36.
Yeah, it's growing, that gap, and it feels Draper's taking control of it in this set. serving well and having chances on Machac's serve as well.
Let's find out what else is going on at the US Open, if there's any latest scores. So, not really much elsewhere happening in the men's singles. It's just this one at the moment. Women's singles has just finished in Al-Farash in the round of 16. Pegula has just won 6-4, 6-2 against Schneider. So
Very
that's
good. Very good result for Pegula, that one.
It is through to the quarters for the 6th ranked player in the world.
Bit of a dark horse, I'd say.
I mean, this is the thing with women's tennis. You can't second guess it. I mean, after this, whenever this match finishes, at the moment they're saying 7:30 between Wozniacki and Haddad Mir from Brazil. Wozniacki is actually unseeded.
Yeah, I think she ranks something like number 90 now or something like that.
I believe so, and Haddad Mir is actually 22nd in the world. So really more pressure on her despite who her opponent is.
Yeah, very much so. Another left-hander, Haddad Mir.
She only won the one Grand Slam, didn't she? The Aussie Open, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
She was always up there, just never seemed to have won that many. But yet again,
Yeah.
Thomas Burditch was always up there as the most consistent loser.
Yeah.
But I say loser, he won a lot more money than I ever will. Just always in the top 10.
Yeah.
But whenever Murray was going to face him, you just knew who was going to win.
Yeah. Very much so, yeah.
But speaking of another Czech player, we've got one here who's currently got Draper getting towards checkmate before he will.
Very good.
Thank you. Pay me later. Machac serve. Maybe it's starting to show something here. He's attacking a bit more. Oh, Draper! Oh,
That is unbelievable.
just brilliantly well done. Machac was going to attack the net there, but by the time he got there, the ball had already gone past him. Oh, one-handed as well from Jack Draper.
That is astonishing. It really seems some fantastic tennis from Draper here.
It's just it's throw a dart and you can't go wrong with this one.
30-40.
The double fault.
That is a shame what we're seeing from Machac. It's as I said, he's never reached this far before in any Grand Slam. He's always either got to the 2nd or 3rd round. So I think he may. Well, again, match isn't over, of course not. But if he is to lose this, he's got to learn a lot from this.
Yeah, he started well, but it's completely fallen apart for him since then.
And that's gone long. And Draper breaks again.
Draper leads 5 games to 1.
So 5 games to 1, one away from winning the 2nd set. He's on the word with his coach again. I might think, Joe, they did change the rules, didn't they? That they can actually start to talk to the coach.
Yes, I believe coaching's allowed now, yeah.
I never understood what the problem was with that anyway. I mean, I don't see what the advantage would be, or...
As long as, yeah, both of them can do it, I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, exactly. So 5-1, Draper to serve.
Yes, I think I'll hopefully watch Draper take this set and then I'll have to shoot off, unfortunately.
And then you come back and then you find out Draper's lost 5-2 all the rest of the set. Oh.
Don't say that.
Love 15.
He's lost the first point here.
Actually, I'll have to beat. Yeah, he just lost the first point. Is that what I just said made it worse?
Jamie.
I just realised it's gotten really dark in my room. I'm going to turn my light on. There we go. Now people can see me again. I've not read any comments from what are people saying. Oh, it's still just Jamie Bajoin, go away. Love you, really.
I don't.
No, fair enough. Me neither. Oof. Oh, that was a long bit. Oh, Draper again.
Unbelievable.
Take my pudding. Take it and eat it because you deserve it, man. That is great.
God, if he has a chance to whip these forehands, he really is.
Well, this is it, isn't it? Because like, I feel like all of a sudden I'm just overthinking it probably and thinking too far forward here. But I just want to see Draper play against someone higher ranked and see what it would be like right now.
Fantastic, fantastic here.
So 15 all. Remember, this is Draper's service game, so if he can follow the script that he wants it to be, he should go on to win this set. Oh, it's just gorgeous.
That confidence is really flowing now, isn't it? It's absolutely brilliant.
Just right past him in a tight area as well.
Here we go, mate.
Machac just can't do anything right now, and some of his shots are just so odd, the way he hits them.
Yeah.
Oh, and again, and you could even hear the coach then say, "Great serve." The return did come back to him, but it was too long.
Yeah, very much so, yeah. This has been another really assured service game, hasn't it?
Set point. Nope. Bit wide. Oh, he's just hit it long, Draper.
40-13.
You can see why he went for that there, the success he's been having with it.
Absolutely. Joe's a bit like, come on, hurry up, I got a game to play.
Yeah.
So set point number 2. Oh, it's hit the... I thought he got an ace, but it hit the net.
And that's electronic as well, isn't it? The let calling.
Oh, that t-shirt does look too big for him.
It really does, doesn't it?
It's like what Andy Roddick used to wear, like really big polo shirt. Oh, that was bad from Machac. He tried to do a drop shot, but it again couldn't go higher than the net. So
New balls, please.
Draper 2 sets to love.
Draper leads by 2
Brilliant.
sets to love.
At this rate, I think this is, well, I don't want to jinx it, but it looks as though we're only going to get a straight sets match here, Joe.
It's looking good, isn't it? It's looking good. And God, I'm sad to have to take my leave now, Jamie. But
No. I see how it is.
yeah,
You're just like everyone else, you always leave me. But
Well,
no worries, Joe. Thanks for
So-
joining me.
if Machac produces a comeback, I might see you later. But I doubt it.
So just remind everyone, where is it you're going to?
Well, unfortunately, I've got a football match now. I think I'm actually going to be 5 minutes late to it, but it was worth it to see some of these shots.
Brilliant. Well, nice one, Joe. Thanks for your time. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Maybe
Enjoy
later,
the-
but as I say, probably not. See you guys. Thank you.
Cheers, Joe. That was Joe Crosland, who is a part-timer, you could say, because he's left me with still at least one more set to be played. But I've got some set 2 stats here. Well, actually, I say that it's just disappeared off my screen, so forget that. Oh well. So do reach out on the live chat page, and remember, folks, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click that subscribe button. It's free. If you do that, we'd really appreciate it. Actually, I might just end my Zoom call there. Let me just... Actually, no, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is... Let me just make sure. There we go. So, yeah, just me now. And it might just be me if this third set is to go towards Jack Draper. But he's played absolutely brilliantly. And you could say it's a shame his shirt isn't really... Well, it's kind of a pink colour. Dark purple at the top, then goes towards pinkish kind of colours towards the bottom of his Nike shirt. I'd like to nickname him the Pink Panther at this rate. But again, Purple Panther might work. It's got an alliteration. Well, I must admit, I thought this match might be a bit longer than what we've seen so far. Macac's already back out there getting ready to serve and start this third set. So this is Draper bidding to reach his first ever quarterfinal at a Grand Slam.
Third set, Machac to serve.
So the sun's still shining over the Louis Armstrong Stadium. So Machac with the serve.
La 15.
And he's hit it. It looks as though he's hit it a bit wide towards the right-hand side of Draper's court there. So love 15 already for Jack Draper. What has Machac got left in the tank? Save himself and try and get an extra night here in New York, you could say. Draper with a good hit across the court. Oh, and he tried to go down the left-hand side, but it was just, I'm not sure, can't quite tell if it went wide or just too long. Gets the score to 15 all. Machac with the serve, tries to go down the middle, didn't contact the line. Bambi, which is Stuart Davies, my brother from another mother, says Big Draper on fire. He's playing brilliantly, Stu. I must admit, I thought we'd have a bit more of a competitive game, but he's just won the second set 6-1. He's improved from that opening set in terms of the score line. So Machac to make the serve down the middle again. Draper gets to the end of it, then Draper with his backhand.
15-14.
Too strong for Machac, and he's hit the net, and it's already we've got our first break point in the opening game of the third set. And you have to feel for Draper. If he reaches that quarter-final, you know, he's going to be looking at the possibility of maybe winning this tournament. And you've got the likes of Djokovic and Alcaraz off the scene. Why not? Draper's return nearly went long, but and yet again, Machac couldn't keep it on court.
Third sets.
So straight away, Draper breaks. Maybe this third set will go down quicker than the second. Well, he's having words there. Machac again. He's been saying a lot to his coach in this. Stuart says not seen any today. I think he's on about the tennis. He's saying, but last game, very impressive. Not only winning points, but they were right in the corners. Exactly. It's really entertaining tennis. You can watch it all day, Stuart, couldn't you? It's picking out your best shots, and there's many to choose from this fourth round tie. So Draper to serve, and he's already 1 love up. Caroline Wozniacki's next up on this court at the Louis Armstrong Stadium. So both players in a rally. Forehand there from Machac, making Draper go towards his right, but then it goes back to Machac, and then his forehand placement towards the right-hand side was wide from the line there, and because of that, Draper wins the first point of the game. His last service was only 89 miles per hour. Draper just delaying his first serve, as I think the sun might have caught him out when tossing the ball into the air. Oh! And Draper's second shot there in the rally makes Machac go towards the middle, completely missed the direction of the ball, goes down Machac's left-hand side, and that's Draper winning the point there for 30 love. His next serve's too strong. for the Czech to return it. Now 40 love. Stuart saying livid. Hopefully we can get Stuart Davis on a tennis watch long before the US Open finishes this weekend. Me and Joe were talking about maybe doing Dimitrov's match tomorrow against Tiafoe of America. We just don't know what time they're going to put it on yet. We haven't been given the full schedule of tomorrow's courts yet. And with, of course, this tournament being in America and me broadcasting this from Great Britain. Great Britain. It's fair to say that you wouldn't be surprised if an American playing against Dimitrov in a quarter-final or round of 16 match will have them on at night time in New York. So 2-love to Draper in this third set. First point going towards Machac there because Draper's left-handed strike went down the middle and struck the net. Only an hour and 14 into this as well. Serve down the middle from Machac. He does well to come back to it. Oh, and it rattled the tip of the net. Draper's forehand. And by the time it bounced back in Machac's court, it was long. 30 love. Oh, Draper. Oh, nearly. I thought again, Draper's long hits were going to get past his opponent there and win him the point, but not this time. Machac probably playing the strongest serve game of this match. Well, it's taken him up until the third game of the third set to actually make his service look quite convincing, but he's been able to get a game back, but he needs to break back to stay in this match. Draper to serve next at 2-1. So yeah, if you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport on YouTube. Give this stream a like if you're enjoying it, and reach out. We'd love to hear from you. If you have just joined us, Jack Draper is on the verge of reaching his first ever quarter-final of the US Open. And in a Grand Slam, and in his Grand Slam tennis career, because as I mentioned before, in 2024 he reached the Aussie Open third round but got knocked out there. French Open he lost in the third round early this summer. Wimbledon this year he only got to the second round in his home Grand Slam, and as we speak this is currently the fourth round. He got to the fourth round last year, and as me and Joe discussed before, he had to leave the stream. He lost to Andrei Rublev from Russia. So drinks break has just come to a close. So Jack to serve at the bottom of the court, aiming to go for Machac's left-hand side. First serve hit the net, but second serve all good. Machac with the forehand. Oh, Draper's forehand just as strong. And Machac places it very well as Draper was trying to attack the net.
Love 15.
This is where Machac may just turn a corner here. Love 15. Oh, what an ace from Draper. That's a great response. And it's always one of those where you're trying to creep it down the width end of your opponent's side of the court, and that was beautifully placed. You don't see them very often. Down the middle from Draper this time. Machac able to keep the rally going. Now with Draper towards the right hand side of the court. Bit of air into that shot. And finally, a bit of a rally going on. We've not seen much of that, but Draper tried to change the rhythm, and he hit the net there. Tried to go for a tight line bounce, I think. If you actually look at Tomas Machac's stats in this match so far, he's only had one maximum games won in a row, which is at this and even in a 4th round Grand Slam match, it's obviously not good enough. While Jack Draper was able to win 7 games in a row so far. Bit of a tight one, this one though. 30 all in Draper's serve. Oh, Machac hitting the net in the middle. Draper one away to leading at 3-1 to create that little breathing space again. Machac hasn't got many more opportunities left to save his match and to save his campaign. He won't do it in this one. That's gone wide down the left. Draper had it covered anyway, but he didn't have to hit it back at the end. So 3 games to 1. Just going to see if there's any other active tennis matches going on here in Flushing Meadows. And I always say sometimes it's best to go to a Grand Slam tournament on the first week of it because all the courts are being used and they're very busy. And they've cracked on straight away with this 5th game.
La 15.
So it looks as though, well, Medvedev was supposed to have started around 14 minutes ago, but they've moved the timings to 7 o'clock. That was 4 minutes ago. So clearly they may have just they may be warming up on Arthur Ashe. Draper starting off well here at love 15. Machac having to take on a nerve-wracking second serve, and I think he knows if he loses this serve game, it's pretty much done and dusted with the way this match has been going. Oh, Draper! Oh, he made that look so easy, and you could just tell he can read Machac's body language that he's not going to make the run for this. If I just make a nice little drop shot and get it to land beyond the net, he ain't reaching it. And that's exactly what he did. Love 30.
.30.
Of course, what we haven't actually mentioned yet is that despite Tomas Machac not looking like to be having a good day here in America, he had a very good day a few weeks back. We rewind about a month ago. He won the mixed doubles tournament at the Paris Olympics with his, as Joe told me, his ex-partner. You couldn't write it, but they both won gold medal together. And that's a memory he'll remember for a lifetime, no doubt. Oh, Tim Henman's watching in the stands. Looks like, I wonder if he's broadcasting. He's always broadcasting. Oh, that's a great serve from Machac.
40-30.
40-30 leads to avoid Draper making another break here. And I think that'll go down as an ace. If so, that's his 5th ace of the match. Oh, he's hit it long. And it's now at deuce. Sun's starting to beam down again at the Louis Armstrong Stadium. The shadow of the west stand, showing its roof shadow
Advantage Draper.
pretty much up to the midway point of the court. Break point here for Draper, and that's a 7th double fault for Jack's opponent. Interesting, Draper already jogging towards his right hand side before the serve was taken. He knew exactly where Machac was going to place it. Oh, it's just superb yet again from Jack Draper. Too powerful, too good. Breaks the serve. So he is 3 games ahead, and he's about to serve at 4-1. I think this match may be done and dusted before our good friend Joe Crosland comes back from his 5-a-side. Stuart Davis says we get in the GOAT Medvedev match, as in his match today, or if he, I presume you're on about his match, which is looking like it's going to be on at any moment. Sadly, this is the only watch long I plan to do today, Stuart. I'm going to be having some tea after this, but I may watch the Medvedev match on the telly. But we will aim to try and do a bit more US Open stuff before the tournament ends later this week. Remember, the women's final in the singles is on Saturday night, and the men's will be on the Sunday night. And just remembering that Leon Smith is sitting in with the coaches of Jack Draper, fist pump in the air in support for his Davis Cup player. Davis Cup, remember, is in a week or two, and it's in Manchester actually, which, as Joe Crosland said, he went last year. He's not going to be able to go this year because he's going to go on holiday, I think. But tickets, I might actually even have to have a look if tickets are still going. It would be a nice day out to go and see some of the best tennis in the world, if you include Great Britain, that is. Let's have a look. Manchester Davis Cup finals tickets, 10th to the 15th of September. Now, annoyingly, I'm away on the weekend it finishes, but maybe I get a ticket for one of the days. I'm not sure. Not until, so it's next week, basically. Oh, the drop shot from Draper. He did well, but Machac came back and kept it going. He placed it lovely. We've not seen that, though, enough from Tomas. He's just not really been there. Maybe he's just doing this a little too late. It was on the line from Draper, but Machac was able to change the direction of it, made his shot go across Draper, and wins the point. Oh, oof. Machac gets there this time, but not the second time. Draper wins the point, 15-all. So actually, the Davis Cup format is this. So Canada play Argentina on Tuesday. On the Wednesday, Great Britain will take on Finland. Thursday, Canada are back in it, will play Finland. Great Britain will play Argentina on the Friday. Saturday, it's Finland versus Argentina, and then Sunday, Canada versus Great Britain. So, I mean, look at that. You know, bring the whole family to back the Brits. Tickets start at just £10 for adults and £5 for children. That is a fantastic price to go and see some good tennis.
15:30.
That's if there's any tickets left. So they all start at 1 PM each day, so I'm not sure how many matches you get out of that, but I'm not entirely sure. Canada versus Argentina would be a good match to go and see, actually. Yep, and there are literally tickets going for £10 still. That's incredible.
One at a time. One at a time.
So Draper at the moment is
Here we go.
feeling a little bit of pressure all of a sudden. He is 15-40 down. Still 4-1 up in this third set, however. But Machac, as I've said, asked the question, where has he been? Makes the serve. Oh, that was lovely from Draper. Nice and powerful. Wasn't about the placement that time. Just needs one more point to get it to juice. Just about to reach the 1 hour half mark. Oh, Draper with a great net approach there.
Yes.
Machac was never going to get there in time. So at juice, Draper still has the chance to lead 5-1 here.
Come on, mate. Relax and tall, ball free. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, Draper's second serve is good. Oh, and his drop shot ain't bad, but Machac should get there. Is he going to lob it over him? No, he's just going to play it behind him.
Advantage Draper.
And as you could hear from the chair umpire, it is advantage Draper. I think Machac did well to get there, but you're still just giving the ball back to Draper to still have control of that rally. And that's what Draper did. Oh, he's done very well, Machac.
Yes.
Playing the ball opposite to Draper's forehand there. Draper had no answer for it there. Back to juice.
Here. Come on.
Serve there from Draper. Ends up being a fault. No, it's a double fault
Tomas Machac.
from Draper. Just when he's so close to the end,
Time
he's
here. Come on.
you can actually hear the coach. The microphone's clearly near them at Draper's camp,
Nice and tall. Here we go.
saying to him nice and tall. Not sure what the tall bit means, but sure he knows.
Yes.
Oh, whatever he said, it worked. It was an ace down the middle.
So good. And again.
And you're right there, it was so good.
6-4 tall. Let's go.
And it's typical of him to wear a sun hat in this kind of heat. That is such a British way of doing it. Oh, that's a lovely forehand. Oh, it's gone out.
Advantage Draper.
Great job.
No, I'm right.
Very good, Jack. Here we go.
So is this where Draper gets that 5-1 lead? Oh, he's done it again.
Draper leads 5-1.
His placement
Third set.
shooting has just been staggering. It's been really good to watch.
Super tennis.
Can he do this in the next round? Because he's just one game away. Machac is to serve to stay in this match at 5-1 in the third set. That last serve, actually, the speed looks like it was 127 miles per hour. Oh, Machac off to a bad start. It's gone long. Love 15.
15 all.
Oh, Draper hits the net. 15-all. I think I might end the poll in just a bit. Draper 76%, Machac at 24%. Oh, and Machac hits the net. Oh, just a little out there from Draper. Machac is not making sure it's not easy as it has been in his service games. You do feel as though, as I say, Draper's picked out the right majority of the game to basically control this match. You very rarely see a player from 5-1 down in the third set when already 2 sets conceded come back and change this outcome. Oof, Draper just hitting it out there down the middle. Machac, I think for him, you could tell he's probably thinking in his head, thank goodness that it was out because he wasn't going to return it. 40-30. Oh, what a return from Jack Draper. Left-handed forehand down the line. 40-all. And what's good for Draper is he's only been like Machac just with an ace there. Lovely placement, but Draper even stretched for it and couldn't get there. Duvenov race to stay in it. But, you know, the match is only an hour and a half old, which is perfect for Draper to obviously not be out on the court for too long ahead of a quarter-final match. Draper couldn't keep it in, couldn't break his serve, but Draper is to serve for the match. 5-2 in the third set. Daniel Keppel Music's got in touch. Hello, Daniel. He's saying, thanks for the Watchalong. Watchalong, I'm not sure. But Join says, such a poser is Crosland. Turns all his lights off for dramatic effect. I know, right? I can't see him, I can hear him, I guess. But, yeah, he's disappeared. I think he needs to pay his electric bill or something. I mean, we are living in tough times. Whatever it is. I mean, I hope he's paid his electric bill, or how's he still on the Zoom call?
Bars are ready, John.
Daniel Kepper's music saying, it's good to see a Brit doing so well. He's playing very well, Daniel. He's I wasn't sure what to expect in this match. When me and Joe started the watch-along before they had their first serve, you know, it looked like 2 players that win. Well, okay, in terms of rankings, it's a 14-place gap with Draper leading it at 25 place compared to Machac being in 39th place in the world, currently anyway. But both players similar ages, 22 to 23, but both of them have never reached a 4th round. Well, I've never been to a quarter-final of a Grand Slam, so, you know, there's not much between them, but this match will tell you that Draper is miles ahead at the moment. He's serving for the match then. They did have one head-to-head in the past, and actually it was the Czech who won on that occasion, but Draper's clearly put that behind him and moved on to try and get revenge and beat him here today. Oh dear, the bounce on the net got a bit unlucky for Draper, but luckily he actually was able to pick up from it and still win the point. That was a bizarre one. Draper, of course, going towards the net, not giving him much space between his body and the net to deal with that awkward bounce. But he does well. He scooped it up and placed it out to the left-hand side where Machac was nowhere to be seen. Oh,
15 all.
Draper long. All, he's 3 points away. Actually, the double faults are nearly the same. Draper at 5, Tomas at 7. Oh God, he's hit that very long and wide.
30.
As a second serve, Draper. He doesn't want to feel the pressure now. You don't want to let him break your serve now, not when you're in cruise control. Don't want to lose that confidence all of a sudden. That was a very, very good placement for Machac. That was a deep one for Draper to deal with. The rally still going on though. Oh, it's another drop shot. Machac gets there this time and he places it nicely with his backhand. And oh, I didn't think I'd say this, but it's a break point for Machac. Draper may have to settle for an extra game at least in this match. Break point now or never for the Czech. Oh, it's out. That was wide. Oh, Matthew Jackson raises a message that I don't dare want to jinx, which is he's saying Draper on form, can he make the final? Well, he's going to be stepping into territory he's never been at in a Grand Slam before if he wins this. It'll all become new to him to get an extra day into the Grand Slam. Draper, oh, he's done it well there. He approaches the net in the centre with his left hand on the racket, hits it the opposite way of where Machac was holding up from the return. Saves it to get it onto deuce. This is it, you know, when a player gets to a quarter-final, surely they're bidding to win the tournament. That was an ace from Draper. That gets him to 11 aces, and he is at match point. Oh, and he's done it. And Jack Draper wins.
6-3,
and it's
6-1,
checkmate.
6-2.
And that winning move gets him to his first ever quarter-final of a Grand Slam. And it not just a win, a straight sets win against Tomas Machac. Someone who he lost to in the past, but he's been able to gain revenge and cement a place in the quarterfinals. So, in a tournament where your Wimbledon champion is out, where your Olympic champion is out, Jack Draper's still in it. So, he has won by 6 games to 3, 6 games to 1, and 6 games to 2. What a fantastic performance from Jack Draper. He won that very comfortably at the end. So, thoughts from you lot on the live chat page, what did you think? I may as well end the poll because the match is done and dusted. But most of you did go for the winner on the poll. 76%, I think it was, that most of you went for. But Machac just wasn't there at all today, was he? Started the first set well, but then he just disappeared throughout most of it. He started to show a bit of a fight in the final set, but it was just too little too late from the Czech Republican. But so yes, Jack Draper, he got to the 4th round of the US Open last year, didn't go further, but this time he's gone one better. So already he's made progress in this year's US Open. Can he make the final? He'll have to find out later on who he'll face in the next few days, because it will be one of the Aussies that play each other tonight. And I think it's at the Al-Fresh Stadium, if I can remember rightly. So congratulations to Jack Draper. And I think we're going to wrap it up there, folks. So my thanks to Joe Crosland for joining me on the stream part-time. He left me to it before the 3rd set, but it's fair to say he didn't miss much since he left us here on the Watchalong. And my thanks to you lot at home and to those that reached out to me on the live chat page to keep me company. But if you haven't yet, do subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a like, and do keep yourself aware on the channel as to when our next US Open Watchalong will be later on in the week. So well done to Jack Draper. Maybe, just maybe, someone from Britain can yet again win the US Open. Thanks for watching.